achieved the law for parental alienation, and we established the concept of parental alienation behaviors that we call atos de alienação parental. And it was a great victory because in Brazil we have a lot of dynamics, unfunctional dynamics, toxic relationship between parents. So it's very good to educate society of what means to be a bad parent, alienating parent. As we got the law, we could talk to the society and to the judges and to the politicians that this is a real problem, that it exists and it harms our children. Now we are facing a great danger to lose this law because it is also real in Brazil, the problem of domestic violence. But women can speak for themselves, children can't. The issue of gender violence, domestic violence, and nowadays is making the issues and the problems of violence against child and psychological violence against child is turning in almost invisible. If we let this happen, that the gender issues make the children problems invisible again, and if we lose this law, this could pass a really hard message that children remain being subjects of bad parenting. We need people, we need professionals to speak for and speak loud and help us in Brazil to demonstrate that parental alienation is a real problem, that parental alienations harm children for all their lives. We really need to show that this issue of the parental alienation behaviors, they exist all over the world. And it doesn't affect only fathers, it affects grandparents, mothers. We need to protect our children and protect women from gender issues. Domestic violence cannot be a factor of unprotection, of disprotection of our children. Since the law was published at 2010, we have a huge problem for application, to make the judges to really apply the law and to ensure that the shared parenting is not just a letter in the law, but a reality. In Brazil, we still have this culture that mothers are the primary caregivers of the child. We really have problems of domestic violence and problems of gender inequality. This is a real problem that our women need help and need protection. This also creates another problem, that some mothers, some grandmothers sometimes feels and think that the child is her property. We are living in this historical moment that we are facing this construction of shared parenting, positive parenting, and in the middle of everything we have this battle between mothers and fathers, and we are not looking to the major ground. It's about protecting the child and protect the fundamental rights, the human rights of family life. We have too many people that are defending this idea that maintaining shared custody, shared parenting, and having a parental alienation law can be used as an instrument, a tool to oppression for women. It is important to protect women. It is important to defeat gender issues, but we never can lose the protection of the child, especially in high conflict divorces. You have some really practical measures to stop alienating behaviors. And this law, it has been told that because this law tells that a person, not a woman, the law doesn't say woman, but a person who make a false accusation, it can be seen as a parental alienation behavior. Because of this part of the law, there are many people, many women telling that it is oppression to them, and they cannot make the accusations and the claims of abuse or violence because they fear the parental alienation law. In Brazil, before the parental alienation law, in our criminal code, this was already, it exists already when you made a false claim, a false accusation for someone. But if you made a false accusation and you use the criminal code, you go to jail. If you made a false accusation and you use the parental alienation, the hardest things that can happen is you lose time with your child. You don't go to jail. It's not the existence of parental alienation law that really is the problem. The problem is you need to prove your claim, prove the facts that are you saying that this is real. The Shared Guard Law of 2040, and the numbers increased. Now we have almost 50% of shared custody in Brazil, and the existence of this law really helped to change society, to change the custom, and to let men and women really be more equal. And if we lose the parental alienation law, it's like a political message that this is not a big deal, this is not a really problem, and we are really concerned to unprotect our children with this violence that is so subtle, and this is so a shy silence that happens in our homes. And we need the support, and we claim for your help that you could spread messages and share studies that could support our voice back in Brazil